be a big rock, fly, sunshine, bar. I got a bunch of money, so come and get it from me. And a bucket full of bottles, bust it open if you want it. This club so bad, these hoes so drunk. This club so packed, these hoes so drunk.
Welcome everybody to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where the grass is blue and the horses run wild. And Josh Bryant is in the new studio with me. Josh, we have remodeled the studio. We really haven't remodeled the studio. We just got new furniture in the studio.
I'm glad to see the funds that, that I help get, the donations that I help raise go to a good cause.
Absolutely. What did you do to help us raise money for this furniture, Josh? Tell the world what you did.
Well, I don't want to lie.
So. So you don't want to exaggerate.
It's nice to see, my hard work, your hard work, more importantly, put to good use.
We have a new table.
We put in the work with the podcast, and it's paid off with the new table, the new lighting. We
new chairs.
We need new microphones soon.
We do need new microphones. I have new microphones that I've just never installed. I have them. Okay. I swear to you, I have them.
It's about time. We've got everything else, so everything else looks new.
Yeah, we really do, Josh. Well, Josh, I came in, dude, with my introduction, and I said, beautiful Lexington. You know what happened in Lexington, Josh?
Nothing beautiful the other day.
No, I'll tell you what happened in Lexington. And I'm going to start with saying that ITT Tech closed down.
Oh, I heard about that.
Did you know
Yes.
about ITT Tech? Of course you did. ITT Tech has been, that's a tongue twister, but those commercials have been on daytime television since you were a little boy. Do you ever remember home being sick? Or do you ever remember home just hanging out and you're just watching just daytime television and the ITT Tech commercials come on?
Of course. They came on multiple times a day.
Yeah.
They would show a family, and then they would zoom in on the husband, and he was going to talk.
He'd be on his computer going to school and his family's around him.
That'd be the side shot, yeah.
But those schools, those for-profit schools are starting to crumble. They're starting to go out of business, and here's why. They're losing their financial aid. Now, I have worked for a for-profit institution. I have personally worked for them. I've taught for them. I've worked in recruiting for them, and I've worked in the state universities as well. I actually start my new job at NKU this January. But for-profit education, I think the idea of it was always a good idea. I think the intentions was good. It was to get students enrolled into school, get them done quickly and into their field. They don't have to deal with the fluff of the gen ed classes. That's what it was created for.
Yeah, of course. It's another community college, basically.
Yes, but what happened is they got greedy. They started charging a lot of money for their programming, for their programs.
Well, yeah, they're claiming you can make quite a bit of money first year out of school.
They would suck financial aid clean. They would a program that would cost $20,000 at a community college would cost $50,000 at ITT Tech. So ITT Tech was depositing $30,000 into their bank account. That's what they were profiting off each student. So financial aid shut them down. They took their financial aid away, and now colleges like that are closing down.
Well, that's good to see.
MedTech, ITT Tech. What's going to happen to these colleges, Josh? I just wanted to touch on that.
Another tech might get closed soon.
There could be another tech get closed. Ooh.
Who's the next tech?
I don't know the next tech that's going to be closed. That's crazy, though. Remember the Everest commercials? The little guy that was like, what are you doing? You're probably laying on your couch. Your life passing you by.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Well, Josh, it is football season in the Bluegrass.
It is.
And it has been a year since we have talked about football because football ended pretty badly. We didn't go to a bowl. Mark Stoops failed miserably in the season.
How many years is that
He failed for 3 years, and now this is his fourth season. Everybody's pumped. It is exciting in the Bluegrass. It's September. Everybody is ready for football season to be back. There's confidence. We're going in 0-0 record. We're facing Southern Miss, a team which I was scared about. I said we were going to lose because Mark Stoops was the coach. We went in. Not only did we lose, Josh, it's how we lost. I would say that this loss is the worst loss UK has ever had. It's not the worst loss it is not the worst loss to a team. Like I'm saying, as far as it's not the worst team we've ever lost to.
I'm not going to say it's the worst loss we've ever had. I'm going to say it's Mark Stoops' worst loss, probably.
It's not the worst loss that we've ever... It's not the worst loss we've ever lost to a team as far as a bad team. It's the worst kind of loss. We are in so bad a shape right now.
But
this game was so important.
Yes, I like your statement though. It was Mark Stoops' worst loss.
It could be the worst. Look at the state of the program right now.
Pretty much.
For the last 6 years, we have been bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, we haven't been good since probably Big Bear Bryant almost or something. I mean, if you want to talk real business. So, this is the first time they've beat a SEC team since 2000.
Southern Miss, yeah.
But last year they were 9-1, only losing to Mississippi State or Mississippi something. Besides that, they beat everybody in their conference and they beat them well. But we should have not let them score. What was it? 30-some-odd points straight.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Talk about that.
I went to the game, and while I talk about it, I'm going to ask the producer to please turn off the AC in the new studio. It's blowing out wind in my microphone, which is interrupting my studio equipment.
We got to get those new mics out. Those probably don't have the same effect.
Yeah, we do. Well, when the producer learns to turn the air conditioner off before we start, because, I've told the producer several times that stuff like that comes across the speakers. Okay, but I was there at that game, Josh. I went there, got pretty good seats.
Yeah, where were those at?
Those were on the front row, of course. They were on the front row.
You midfield?
Yes, 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Yes,
I
you see my
saw you,
Snapchats and my pictures? Yes, okay, of course. And I went there, man, I was feeling fresh. Bought me a new UK shirt, posted a picture of it on Facebook, Instagram, And then I went to the game, man. First game, everybody was excited. We got up. I don't know the score off the top of my head, but I remember it was something like 14-35 UK. And then all of a sudden, the second half started. Shannon Dawson, the former assistant coach at UK, beat us, single-handedly beat us. What it was, and here's what it was, Southern Miss kept throwing the ball in the first half. When they kept throwing the ball, UK kept intercepting, and they kept going off with a touchdown. In the second half, all they did was they ran it. And then that's when they got ahead of us. And they destroyed us. Mark Stoops let 35 points go. Josh, he's got to go.
Agreed. I mean, that's unforgivable, especially against a team like this, Southern Miss. They're not even in the SEC. They're in who knows what conference. It's unimportant what conference they're in because they're unimportant. And that's what that win should have been. It should have been an unimportant win. That said.
I agree. And just the fact that he's going to stay all this year. He's going to stay next year.
Of course, we're not going to fire him this year.
If anybody thinks that they're going to fire Mark Stoops after this year, you're crazy. It's not going to happen.
We're all in.
You know why it's not going to happen?
Because we're all in.
Because Mitch Barnhart gave him a contract extension. It would be too expensive to fire him, so they're going to keep him next year.
We're all in.
Oh, no. We're
That's
all
what
out.
I said. Yes, we've invested too much in him. That's what I'm saying.
Next Saturday, they go down to Florida.
It's a shame. We've invested all this money in a new stadium and everything, and we can't even win in it.
Yeah, practice facilities, millions of dollars. Can't even win in it. Think about that. Thought about it.
Thought about how awful it is.
Yeah.
Think about how awfully hard it is to be a UK football fan.
It really is. I'm a very frustrated football fan. I went online the other day. You know how I like to tweet when I'm frustrated, and I tweeted a lot at Mark Stoops. You know what, Josh? I'm going to read you. I want you to, first of all, while I look for my tweets that I tweeted out to Mark Stoops, I want you to tell me what you think of Mark Stoops' future at UK.
I think I'm not looking forward to it, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to make a bowl game this season. It very well was going to come down to the Louisville game. That is the last game of the season, which is at Louisville. But we lost our first game, so I don't even know if it's going to come down to that now. I don't know if we can have 5 wins when we go to play Louisville. I was pretty confident we could have because we were supposed to get this win. Now that we didn't get this one, it makes me afraid that we can't beat teams like Tennessee or the other one or two guaranteed wins we have on our schedule. They're not going to be just gimmies. We got stuff to prove. We have games to prove.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Vandy's not going to be easy.
No, they're not.
We should beat Vandy and Tennessee.
How many games you give Stoops this year? Wins.
5.
That's what I gave him. That's what I gave him. Good pick.
He might get 4.
So everybody knows me being a Stoops hater. I am. I've been a Stoops hater since day one because he always tried to get people to buy into his plan. I never bought it. He's not a head football coach. Well, so I tweeted out to Stoops because he quoted, "I promise you this is a good football team. When things go wrong, we have to execute. We talk about it constantly." And I tweeted back at him, "Stoops, you were just terrible. Why are we even paying you? Enjoy your millions, I guess." I said, at the end of the day, UK Coach Stoops, and I tweeted this at Coach Stoops, I said, gets to go back to his mansion, sit in his expensive furniture and relax. Why is he getting paid to lose? And then I tweeted him, Coach Stoops, I thought you were just getting started, bro. You remember when he said,
Yes,
we're just getting started, bro? And then I tweeted him again, Josh, and I said, enjoy your paycheck. Earn $1 million paycheck, Coach Stoops. It won't last long. And then I tweeted, I'm a very frustrated UK football fan. I'm sorry, but enough is enough. Then I tweeted to the UK football.
Gosh, I don't want to know any more.
And I said, well, and I'll sum it up with this tweet. Here, I'll sum it up with this tweet.
Too many.
I'll sum it up with this last one. Just last one.
Too many.
I'll sum it up with just this last one. Saturday, September 3rd, 2016, Mark Stoops lost the fan base. So that was UK football. Josh, you have had a lot going on.
I have.
And speaking of football, Josh, you have this new little gig, man, that's been working out for you pretty good. You're commentating football games. Tell us about it, Josh.
Yes, I am color commentating the football games for the West Jessamine home high school games in Jessamine County. So there was 3 more games left. I've done 3. The first game was a doubleheader. That was 6 hours straight.
Did off the cuff get you prepared for the radio gig?
It definitely did help some. I'm not gonna kid at all.
Yeah, it gets you comfortable. What it does is it lets you hear yourself. It lets you know what you're like. You know what I'm saying? So, like, podcasting is just like it, man. But what was it like being on the airwaves? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, my gosh. It was a lot of fun. That's
a rush.
It is a rush. And I was nervous probably the first 10 minutes. But, you know, it's kind of very similar. Like, I mean, I don't have an audience.
How was your co-host?
So, my co-host is great. He does play-by-play. And he does a great job at it.
Did he make you feel comfortable?
Oh, yes. He's very good at it. He talks about probably 60% of the time, and I talk the other 40%. My job is to talk and describe what has happened even more depth and detail, and to bring up stats maybe as well, and to just give color to the game. That's why I'm called the color commentator, and just to bring life to it.
Absolutely, yeah. You're like Jerry the King Lawler in wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So his number one rule is don't interrupt, and I try to do my best of that.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, don't interrupt, because if you interrupt, just like here in our podcast here, if I interrupt you or you interrupt me, then it's hard to have a flow and understand what's going on with the show.
Absolutely. I like that rule. So did he get onto you at all? That's his number one rule. You know, I might have another rule, Josh. You know, everybody has their own rules. His might be don't interrupt. Mine just might be, you know, no eating or chewing on the air. Everybody has a different thing, Josh.
AKA don't steal Banks' show.
Who did you feel more comfortable with? Let me ask you this question. This is a Larry King question. Who did you feel more comfortable with a flow? Me or your co-host doing the game? Which one? Me off the cuff or your co-host on the game? Which flow?
Still you right now, but our flow is coming very quickly.
So you're saying that, you know, if you decide to sign this little contract with this new guy, you exalt and dismiss all your rights and privileges to off the cuff, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, not
at all.
Because I still enjoy this show very much so, and I'm always think of it as a very help to my beginning.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
But it's a lot of fun, and we'll see if it can lead to more sports. It's a good time. It's Jess FM. It's 105.9.
You look like you had a little trouble with that, Josh.
Yeah, think about it for a second.
105.9.
You know, I don't listen to it off on the radio. I'm doing it. I listen to it off of the website. So and they have an app as well, and it's very enjoyable. And I hope it leads to more sports.
Yeah, Josh. You know, I'm proud of you, man. And
thanks.
You know, what you need to do is you need to go in there and you need to say, everybody listen, when you're sitting at home and you ain't listening to the Jess FM music or you ain't listening to the football game at night, go to iTunes and listen to Off the Cuff. And, you know, just give a little shout out. Man, you know, it's just what are they going to do? What are they going to do? You know,
if the opportunity ever arises, I would love to give a shout out.
If anything, man, they're just going to be like, man, just don't do it again. But just get that little squeeze in there. We'll make it a recording on Off the Cuff to where, like, we come into it all the time. Welcome to Off the Cuff.
That'd be epic.
Yeah, we'll make it into, like, a little drop. Because we have drops on the show. But, Josh, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
You know, you got a few notes written down here.
Yeah,
you got concert for the cause. What is that?
I wanted to mention that for a minute. I was going to mention it at the end, but is the show drawing to an end? Or
no, I just want to know what concert for the cause is. Tell me what concert for the cause is.
A concert that is privately hosted in Louisville at the Marriott downtown.
Yeah.
And it is $200 a seat. And what it is it helps raise money for cancer.
Is it an annual thing?
It is. It's been going on for 8 years now. It started as a really small concert venue, and now it's grown to a very big venue. we had like 200 probably people there this year.
Yeah.
And they all buy in with those seats, and then we have a live auction and a silent auction, and then this year's performer was Craig Campbell, and 150 people private concert. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yes, it is. Very cool.
We raised $350,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, we talked last year's, and every year we raise more. Last year we didn't even raise $3, and this year we raised $350,000 thanks to people like Craig, thanks to people like Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, it's an amazing event, and this organization is amazing. And I just wanted to mention it, that if you ever think that you need to give or help with a cause, Kids Cancer Alliance is a great way to help and help the kids. Just look it up.
That is a great cause, and I love causes that help kids. John Calipari had his softball camp the other day, and that went towards, I believe it went towards a charity with kids, because Calipari is a big advocate towards that.
If it doesn't go toward kids, it should go toward a disease. You know, I mean, that's the only two things charity should go toward.
Like HIV, I think that if somebody out there, Miley Cyrus, for instance, she is a big advocate for HIV research. So Magic Johnson, of course, is kind of like the president of the research for the cure for AIDS. And, you know, the thing about it is if people could donate more money for causes like that, we could maybe find more cures. So, yeah, that's a good thing, man. And thanks for mentioning that. That is really, really
I always
nice.
just want to mention stuff like that's uplifting. That's very uplifting and positive.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. You know, there's a lot of things here in the studio. I see that you got your invitation from our good friends getting married.
The Rainwaters.
The Rainwaters. Make it rain on September. What's it say, this invitation here?
On November, bro.
November.
It's my birthday almost. 2 days after
what's
my
the date?
birthday.
What's the
November
date?
12th.
No, you're
They want
wrong.
to take my weekend.
Oh, no. Your reply is requested by October 14th. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to announce my reply on Off the Cuff. I'm not going to send back a little
You're
card.
gonna have a date though?
Yeah.
You tell it right now because you gotta. Don't tell it right now. See, you got till October.
Yeah, I'm taking.
You have to-
I don't know. I mean, it depends. Josh, you know, for me, a lot can happen from
Exactly. That's why I'm not gonna
September
respond yet.
to November. Yeah, I'll probably turn this. And I told you, I'm just telling everybody that I'm going on the air. I'm not going to send this little card back.
Yeah, because
So,
you're not ready to go
Peyton,
to the wedding yet by yourself.
I'm coming to the wedding, of course. I'm in the wedding. I'm a groomsman. Josh, you're a groomsman.
Yeah.
We got Chad's bachelor party coming up in Nashville. We're going to get Chad really, really drunk,
Yeah,
Peyton.
we need to.
Yeah, and we're going to just take him out. He's going to have a good time.
Yes, of course.
That's what's going to happen.
Chad probably hasn't had a good time out like that in a while.
I know, man.
He really hasn't.
Yeah, I know.
It's been years.
Yeah, but, you know, he's settling down. You know, it's
I remember the last time Chad had a real good time out. It was a couple summers ago, and
Was I there?
Yeah, it was Thursday Night Live, and I called into Panera for him the next day.
You
I
tipped.
called in to work for him. So he had such a bad night. and he
That is hilarious. Like,
drank
did you pretend you were him?
Yeah.
That's terrible, man. I mean, that's terrible, like, that he felt that bad. I
Yeah.
feel bad for him.
It was pretty funny.
Did he say, bro, you have to call in for me? I
Yeah,
feel
he was
terrible.
so scared too. He had never done it almost. It was
Oh,
like
wow.
one time or two most at Panera,
Yeah.
and he's worked there for so long.
Yeah, well, man. You know, I wish him and Peyton all the happiness in the world, man. That's
course.
gonna be a good time for him.
It is.
Well, Josh, I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been fun.
has been.
Always good to have you back. You know, we've been doing this show now for 3 years, Josh. Almost 3 years. March 1st to be 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, the 150th episode's
It
coming
was
up.
fun looking back today. Earlier, we were listening to some podcasts in the studio from last year, actually about football because, well, we're so good at it. We thought, why not reminisce?
I want to announce to the podcast audience that I have come up with an idea for the 200th episode of Off the Cuff. And I was talking about it. I've been thinking about this for a long time, what I want to do with the 200th episode. My friend, and Josh, your friend as well, Zach Hahn, you know Zach. He is going to host Off the Cuff and interview yours truly, Adam Banks. He's going to interview me about my experience on Off the Cuff, what it was like. He's going to interview me about my favorite guest, who was I most nervous against. You know, I don't know what he's going to ask me. It could be anything, but Zach wants to be very, like, James Tipton-like. He wants to be... Have you ever watched Inside the Actor Studio? The guy who does the interviews, man, he's really serious. He's like, who is your mother? What did she do? Zach wants to be like that. And he wants to interview me, and I think that's going to be an excellent 200th episode. What about you?
It's going to be a great episode.
It is going to be a wonderful episode. Yes, Josh is... I love how you're protecting the studio furniture, man. Well, Josh, I want to thank you for joining me on the show. This is like your 18th episode on Off the Cuff.
Just got to get those numbers up.
We got to get those numbers up, man. Oh, my numbers are up and you're on or off. My numbers are up.
Probably up a little more.
Where's our producer with our music? Come on.
I think he's ready. He's giving me some kind of weird signal. We talked about this.
I said T.I.
Thumbs up means you're ready, bro, okay? Not some, like, weird peace sign or something, okay? He's so awkward.
He is awkward. Our producer, you know, Zach exposed him. His name was Josh. That was his name. That was the producer's name. He has the same name as you, and I don't like calling him by his name because he's such a little slave.
He doesn't compare.
We don't like our producer. And he's over there. He's just very nerdy. Look at him.
He's doing. Why both thumbs? Just one. Just one thumb.
Who are you? Ebert. What's his name? Rupert and Ebert. The thumb up, thumbs down guy. What's their names?
Yeah.
What's their names?
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about,
No,
though. The thumbs up on the movies. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. Josh, thank you for doing it, of course.
Yes, thanks for having me, as always.
Yes, of course. And okay. I like this. I think it's too late to come out with the bass. Had a very sloppy job by our producer. That's terrible. Wait. Stop it. Okay. Like, I mean, I love the fact that this show, it don't matter, like, if it was just ran with, like, the most expensive equipment in the world, that it would be done
He knows he did a bad job. He's doing a thumbs down. He knows.
Any better. So let's just drop it with a beat right now. Go ahead and drop it, and let me just go out. Can I just go out? I don't need the fading and the button push. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to the show. I'm Adam Banks. This has been Off the Cuff. We'll see you in the next episode.